What is up, Dan fam? Welcome back to another awesome video, and today you're gonna learn exactly how I'm taking small budgets and turning them into hundreds of dollars every single week on my e-commerce store. So let's just jump right into it right now. Go ahead and get started. Let me just tell you this right from the start. You're going to be learning three pillars, okay? There's going to be three crucial pillars for you to follow in regards to what you're going to be learning here. This video is going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be more in depth, and it's going to give you information and insights on more so the three pillars: how to do the product research, how to go ahead and find the audience, and then how to really scale it out and make sure you're not losing any type of money. I was about to end this video off, but I have something quick to tell you. We have had tons, I mean hundreds of people, actually thousands of people now, register for our free 90-day e-commerce challenge, where I walk you through over the course of 90 days how to go ahead and properly create a 6 or 7 figure drop shipping store. So it's 100% free. As a matter of fact, I made it because I was actually going to sell it as a course, but I decided for the next 4 weeks only to give it away for free. So if you're somebody who wants to go ahead and get a massive $500, $600, $700 course 100% for free, this is your chance to do so. The link's in the description. I highly suggest you register for free because I will be putting a price tag to this. There will be a charge on this, but if you register for free, guess what? It'll be free forever for you. So when I do charge people, you won't have to pay. So without any further ado, let's hop into the content right now.
All right, so you're gonna learn the exact three pillars to go out there and what we did to turn our $8 a day budgets to around $700 return in around 7 days or so. So really quickly, I'm gonna give you the very first pillar, which is essentially right over here. Let me open this up, is using Thieve.co. Now there's other sites that you can use. Thieve.co is the one that comes to mind because that's actually the one where I found my particular product that I made that money from. This is exactly how I found it. So what you want to do is you want to find a good product, right? You want to find a good product that has the ability to have a potential to have decent cross-sell opportunities or upsell opportunities as well. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be directly correlated to the product anymore. It can just be a cross-sell later on down the line, because once we get to the third phase, you're going to really understand. Oh, I just highlighted it. You're not supposed to see that. But once we get to the third pillar, everything will kind of make more sense. So typically gadgets and trendy items work really well, and it just so happens that if you go to Thieve.co, let me just open this up right over here, right, in an incognito window, because this is what you're gonna see first, but you wanna click Browse as Guest. So right over here, you're gonna be able to find products on your own without using Thieve, but it's also really good to use Thieve because Thieve is a platform that curates from customers the most trendy and hottest items on AliExpress, because you have to keep in mind that other people, not just people that are dropshipping, use AliExpress. So regular customers, normal people, go and use AliExpress to buy products as well. So if you click on, you see the top right over here, it says Thieve Picks, trending, latest, most popular price, and then right on the left hand side you have categories. So you can go ahead and pick categories or a niche that you want to really dive into, but what I'd like to take a look at is trending. So trending, typically these products stay consistent, sometimes they change, but just take a look at the trending products. Everything else on Thieve, I do have the Thieve extension installed. I don't do the Tinder for AliExpress. I don't use that, and I definitely don't use their software, the supply software that they offer. I think it's just an over-glorified filtration system. Now, again, I'm not saying it's not useful. I'm just saying I don't really think there's any use for you to use it. Save some money for you. All right. So right over here, if we're looking at trending, right, we have minimalist water bottle for $8.29. We have the waterproof travel backpack. It's like one of those anti-theft ones because I was just looking at it before. Diamond ice cube tray. We have a handheld smartphone camera rig. We have a Bluetooth aux receiver. So we have a lot of different items. Now, when I'm looking through these items, what I look for is the price. Now the price $8.29, this is a little bit on the expensive side, but you can potentially charge $20 for this. So I'm gonna open this up and then I'm gonna click buy on AliExpress and see what this is all about. Now I can tell there's, right over here, okay, I can tell there's 51 orders. So this might be something that is potentially going to gonna blow up just because the style of it is really cool too. So it's like a fashion water bottle. I don't really know what a fashion water bottle is, but perhaps there's a market out there for it. So it's really interesting. It's really nice how it's laid out as well. It's very, very posh, if you will, kind of modern looking. I really like it. So if you go ahead and enroll into the 90-day e-com challenge that I have down below, it's 100% free. I'm actually building out an entirely new store, and I'm going to be kind of adding products to that store that fit this particular type of product category, which is more so the modern, trendier items, if you will. So something like this is definitely something I'm going to be advertising, and it's something that I can sell for, $19.99. So just because of how it looks, I can go ahead and have that perceived value be a little bit higher than normal. So just kind of keep that in mind. This is something that I could potentially sell, but I look through all these products. I like to go through all of these products and just keep on going through these just to see what I have at my disposal right over here in the trending items. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on here because we still have 2 other pillars to cover. So let me just grab a quick product right over here and see what's easy for me to go ahead and add. See, $149, that's a little on the expensive side. We have the brass cocktail mug, which is kind of like for like a Moscow Mule or something like that. If you're an alcohol enthusiast. All right, let's see over here. Cute flower cotton socks, interesting. So socks perhaps, maybe the designs, it's very niche dependent, so easy for you to target, right? Which is more so what we're gonna be talking about in the next pillar. So let's just take a look, let's keep on going and see what else we have. If not, we can go ahead and start diving into outdoors. All right, if we go to outdoors, see what we have over here. Solar lamp, all right, 6-in-1 EDC key. All right, so we have a knife over here. Now, that's all fine and dandy. There's a bunch of different products that you can go ahead and take a look at. I'm in outdoors, now I'm going to trending. And again, back to these water bottles, these plates, but these plates are more expensive. Let's just see here. Okay, so these products in the outdoors tend to be a little bit more pricey, if you will. Right. So these are floaties. I'm just going through some different products here, just to pick one really quickly. Tactical camping knife. So buy on AliExpress, 268 orders. This fits our criteria, 245 votes. Well, that's actually really good. 268 orders with 245 votes. They almost have a 100% feedback rate from orders, which is pretty impressive. So I'm gonna just take a look. Very good, same. Okay, so take a look at some of these pictures. All right, so it looks like a decent knife that we could potentially advertise. So now once you have a product, what you can also go ahead and do is you can go into the particular store. So I'm gonna open this up in a new tab, and then I'm gonna take a look at their products, and maybe I go back into knives, surgical knives, camping knife, okay, or potentially even blades, right? So knife, blades. Now, why am I doing this? I'm looking at the products that they have because I want to see if I can potentially offer something as an upsell. Perhaps maybe I can go out there and I can sell them the actual knife with a blade in it, and then the upsell can be multiple different blades, right? So 10-piece blades, as you can see, $1.05. I can sell them a 10-piece set for let's just say 50 cents a blade, $5 each. So right there, I'm making $4 profit on the upsell immediately just for something that they can also use right away. Because again, it just makes sense to have blades for a knife. You're gonna be buying a knife, right? So again, that's actually really, really key, is to go and look at if you can have upside potential for cross sells or upsells. Now let's head into number 2. So number 2 right here is finding an audience. Now finding an audience, this is a video in itself. And this is something that I'm going to be covering really in depth in the 90-day e-commerce challenge that's in the link down below. But finding an audience for this, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead into Facebook and we're going to go and use the Audience Insights tool. So give me a second as I open that up. So I'm over here on the Audience Insights tool, as you can see, and I'm going to click on everyone on Facebook. Now, given this might look a little bit different than yours, depending when you're watching this. This might look the same, this might look different, or this might actually look completely outdated depending when you're watching this. Facebook is always changing the Audience Insight tool, especially with the whole Cambridge Analytica breach and whatnot. There's a lot that was taken out. A lot of purchasing behaviors and whatnot. So activity, they used to show like purchases and whatnot, and now it's very bare bones on what they're showing you because of the analytics and the data breach that happened. So the tool is still very, very useful when you're advertising, especially for what we're doing over here. So again, we have this tactical knife, right? So high quality tactical knife, outdoor survival tool, etc. So it seems like survival would definitely be something that we can potentially tap into. So let me just move this over really quickly. And let's just type in the interest, survival, okay? So survival skills, survivalism, let's just see, survival skills. Let's see what we have for survival skills. Now we have 4 million to 4.5 million monthly active people inside of the USA, right over here, the United States, who are interested in survival skills. Now, if I click on page likes, I want to see pretty much what Facebook says. Hey, look, you should check out these other pages, these other interests, because they're similar to people in survival skills that you're looking for. So right over here, we have survivalkit.com. Now, all these, it doesn't mean that they're in here. Just keep that in mind. So if I just type in survivalkit.com, it's not here. So that's fine. We don't need to worry about every single one being in here, right? So we have cause. Let's see, concealed nation. I know this one's about guns, so it doesn't really fit in with what we're looking for. Survival life. Okay, I'm pretty sure survival life. There we go. Yep, survival life. Okay, let's see what we have over here. We have survival kit, again, not there. Living off the land. We can actually open up this page and see what it's about. See if it's something that is potentially something that we can target if the page is geared towards our market that we want to go after. Remember, I want to go after survivalists over here with this particular knife. So survival life, survival skills, demographic is now 4.5 to 5 million people. As you can see, 59% of the people inside of the US that are men are interested in, or 59% of this audience is men inside of the US. That's what I'm trying to say. So right over here, 25 to 34 and 35 to 44 are the majority of the group. Now, there is something that I always like to do. The first thing that I like to do is figure out how to get this audience smaller, anywhere from 1 million to 2 million people. That depends on the budget as well. Again, something else we cover in the 90-day e-com challenge. It's free, it's down below, register, enjoy it, because it won't be free forever. So I typically like to go to 1 million to 2 million people based on my budget. If I set a $200 limit on the entire campaign, a million to 2 million people is fine for me to go out there and spend $100 to $200. Now, the problem is, how do I narrow this down? Well, I'll typically follow a rule of 20%. And what the rule of 20% is anything under 20% I knock down, I remove age-wise. So right over here, 18 to 24. So given 18, 19, 20, and some 21-year-olds, they need to go ahead and ask their parents perhaps maybe, or they don't have the money to buy certain products online. Perhaps maybe they're in school, maybe they just don't have the funds, whatever it is. So typically 18, 19, 20, sometimes 21 as well, depending on the market, is not something or the people that you really want to go after. So right over here, the 10%, I'm not really scared about taking them out, so I'll put it to 25 and start over here and see how these numbers work out. So 55 to 64 I'll also take out. So I'm going to leave it at 54, all right, and then 54. Let's go to 54 right here. And now if we take a look at the top, we're at 3 to 3.5 instead of 4.5 to 5 million. So we're slowly going down. But let's just take a look, and we have men are predominant, so I'm going to click on men. And now I have 1.5 to 2 million. It's exactly the audience size that I want. Now, given it becomes a conflict of interest because that's going too far in depth into the targeting right now, because at that point, if I want to scale this particular ad, which is a completely different video, I'm just rhetorically speaking, if I wanted to go ahead and scale this ad, I would go ahead and scale it by men and women, not from the start do men and women. If I'm going to go ahead and create an ad targeting men and women, they're both going to be set to $200. Theoretically, like I said before, if I'm going out there and advertising and spending $200 on one simple ad, I would go and split this up, $200 for men, $200 for women, and then split test it that way. But the age is what I'm really going to go ahead and narrow down even further. But if you wanted to, you can do exactly what I do. If you are really strict on this number, we're going to just go from 45 to 54. We'll go to 44 right over here. So actually we'll go to 44, okay? And right over here we have 2 to 2.5 million. And it's pretty clear cut and dried right in the middle between 25 and 44 years old. That's the demographic that I'm also more than anything going after. So this would be an audience that I would go ahead and consider targeting. Survival life and survival skills. As a matter of fact, I'm going to remove survival life and see what happens over here. So now we have 1.5 to 2 million people for survival skills and interest survival skills that are men between the ages of 25 and 44 years old. So now I have an exact targeting demographic that I'm going to go, or men and women between 25 and 44, with 1.5 to 2 million monthly active people inside of that interest that I can go out there and target. So that's exactly what pillar number 2 is finding an audience. And finding an audience is very, very important. If your product wasn't as easy as, as a survival knife, let's just say we're talking about these particular water bottles. This is a completely different video that I would need to talk about this, because finding a market to fit a product in is way more advanced than than the time we have in this particular video. You're gonna have to make the product fit into the market. You can't you can't go out there and just pick a random market, put a product in it and hope it sells. You're gonna have to fit that product into a particular market. For example, if I wanted to target runners with this product, I'm gonna have to call it a let's just see, what do we have here? An unbreakable runner's bottle, right? And that would be this water bottle would be for runners if I made it so it was that way. I hope that kind of makes sense. So there's a lot more in-depth information that I would need to cover if I'm really gonna go into something like this. And again, because of how much information I'm trying to convey through one single video, I'm gonna tell you right now that if you wanna learn even more, there's a link in the description for the 90-day e-com challenge. And I keep emphasizing it because that's where all the juicy information is for you to go ahead and learn. And the whole point is to go from, in 90 days, to go from nothing to 6 and potentially, hopefully, 7 figures. So that's my goal for you. Now we're gonna move on to pillar number 3. And this is one that I just wanna talk about really, really quickly. All right, so adding scarcity and back-ending with SendLane. Now this is the most vital part. And this is something that a lot of people do not talk about, and unfortunately, it's costing you, the viewer, and the store owner thousands, if not 6 and 7 figures for a lot of you who are going to be up and coming and actually make something big with your particular store. This will leave so much money on the table for you. Now I'm going to show you an example, show you what we're doing, and give you an idea of how this works and how the scarcity works. So the very first thing is that there's so many different ways to apply scarcity. You can have the little proof on the bottom, you can have scarcity right over here, let me know once in stock, etc. There's so many different ways that you can apply scarcity, not just one way, but I'm going to show you the way that we're doing it. So the very first thing that I want to show you is the quantity, right? Let's just say 60. Let's just say you have 60 units of this particular product. Somebody comes to your particular store and they buy this product. It'll say, hey, there's 60 left in stock. And again, you can size up this image and whatnot. And just for the record, if you wanted this application, this app is free. And it just so happens that this app is free for those of you that are inside the 90-day e-com challenge, funny enough. It is my application, just so you know, and everybody gets it for free inside of the 90-day e-com challenge. That's why I said, while it's still free, get in while you can. I wasn't actually supposed to reveal that everybody gets this for free, but I guess I will now. So let's just say somebody buys this particular product, right? They'll actually see in real time, let's say 2 people buy it. You have 58 units left, and it automatically updates in Shopify. What's gonna happen is this is automatically gonna keep updating 58. And then what happens when you have 0 in stock? Pretty simple. 0 in stock, check this out. People will potentially come to this product listing and they'll see sold out, and it'll say, let me know once in stock. Your email address and your name, notify me first before anybody else. And these people get added right to your SendLane list. Now, the scarcity, as it counts down, it is so important to have, because as people see that the units keep on going down and down and down, that's going to apply more pressure for them to go ahead and make the sale. So scarcity, there's tons of different levels of scarcity. There's time-based scarcity. There's also numbers-based scarcity. And this is something I posted about if you're inside of Dropshipping Academy. I posted this in the group the other day. The differences in how to apply time-based and how to also apply numbers-based, because they're different. time-based as in countdown or the sale ends on a certain day, or numbers-based, which is 50 in stock, 60 in stock, whatever it is, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. There's differences between scarcity. You have to know how to apply scarcity properly. Scarcity is super, super important to have inside of your store, but it can't be false scarcity. If you go ahead and apply false scarcity, that's really, really bad because it looks extremely bad on you and your store. And not only that, but if somebody goes ahead and sees that there's 60 left in stock, and then next thing they know, if they buy it, the number becomes 80, there's more than there was before they bought it, that just takes away a lot of credibility from your store, and it hurts your brand for longer term plays if you're trying to sell them more products. And once you get their name and email, you can do a bunch of different things. You can go ahead and create automated messages inside of SendLane, which is huge. Like I said, it's probably where 30 to 40% of your profit will come from. Not your revenue, 30 to 40% of your profit will come from just sending out emails with ways of collecting emails exactly like this. So again, the 3 pillars that we really, really focused on is finding a product with good cross-sell potential. It doesn't have to have good cross-sell potential, but it's suggested. Typically gadgets, like I said before. Pillar number 2 is finding an audience. We talked about that inside of Facebook. And then pillar number 3 is adding scarcity in the back end with SendLane. So that's exactly what I wanted to cover with you here today. Now hang tight, I do have something to let you know before you go away from this video. So do not click off just yet. Give me a sec.
So I hope you learned a lot. There's of course always a lot of different moving variables that go into every single store. However, this is the bare bones of how I get started. I look for products with Thieve, and then I go ahead and try to look if I can fit a product into a particular targeting demographic inside of Facebook Audience Insights. So what I suggest you do right now is if you want to learn a lot more, this is just bare bones. Like I said, there's so much to cover. There's so much that you can actually go ahead and do that would probably be, if I would have to guess, 10 to 11 hours worth of video straightforward. But instead of 10 to 11 hours worth of video, I broke it up into 90 days, just consecutive 90 days for you to learn from. So right now, if you're interested in getting started and you want to pursue this and you want to try to make 6 and 7 figures this year, by the end of this year, what I recommend you do is take a look in the description. There's a link to a 90-day e-commerce challenge that I, yours truly, is personally holding. Now, why am I doing this exactly? Is because I want to get a lot of testimonials. It's 100% free to join. It's free to join, and the only 2 things that I require you to get is Shopify and SendLane. Those are the only things that I require you to have. In other words, if you want to go ahead and go and buy a Shopify course or follow somebody else's Shopify course that you have to pay for, guess what? Unfortunately, they're gonna go ahead and make you buy those things regardless. So I'm gonna give you a course that I was supposed to sell 100% for free, and guess what? The only requirement that I have is for you to use SendLane and Shopify and sign up and then show me proof that you signed up to both of those. That's all I ask for. So if you wanna go ahead and have this completely free 90-day course, the link's in the description down below. Dan Fam Notification Squad, give me a like on this video if you actually enjoyed the content here. You want more videos like this, I will see you tomorrow. Yep, I'll probably see you tomorrow.